It's bringing back like 3,300 jobs to the area.
Welcome back to the Kunes Collective podcast. My name is Marcos.
I'm Eddie.
And what's going on in the world today?
Stellantis plant is reopening in 2027.
Woo, that's awesome.
Yes.
2027, is that when?
Yes.
Okay, so 2027, that's really unfortunately not as far away as we think. That's absolutely huge. I started selling cars in Janesville like 2 or 3 years after the GM plant closed in Janesville.
Mhm.
And that's a lot of money coming in, one directly from the plant, people that work there, but also all the factories around the area that
Oh, yeah.
supply parts.
Yeah, it's bringing back like 3,300 jobs to the area
Dang.
because they made the Cherokee and the Compass there. So they're going to be making I don't want to misquote the new Cherokee that's coming out to 2026, which we're getting by the end of this year. That and then new Compass is going to be back up in production there. So they invested like was it just over 600 million in it?
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, had a lot of customers over the years that were retirees of that plant, so they got the special employee pricing and all that. So
Were they at one point going to make it like an electronic battery plant or
they
something
were.
like that?
It was going to be like for the EV Dodge Charger and the Wagoneer S, but now I think it still might be a small portion of that, but the bulk of it's going to be the new Cherokee and for now and the Compass, and we'll see what else comes down the line.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's definitely cool. Yeah, you said 3,300 jobs. That's that's outrageous. I don't know what the average town has as far as like what does the average town in America have for employment opportunities,
Yeah,
but that's
right.
got to be a whole city's. It's a whole city's worth of employment. I'm sure that whole area will benefit from it.
Well, in places like that, there's not a lot of turnover either. So
Yes.
you probably have generations of employees that work there, you know.
Yep.
So
What do you think it means for the dealership? So we have two dealerships right there in Belvedere. One's a Chrysler store, and the other one's a GM store. I mean, you being at the dealership, that's
Well, I think
nothing but good news, right?
it's just we'll be able to get product quicker to the store with production. Now we're not limited. You know, it cuts down on shipping times and everything like that because everything's built a lot closer. Because I remember when stuff would get built at Belvedere, once it left the factory, it was usually within our store in 3 weeks. It was fast. So we're gonna get a bigger chunk of the pie, and we're gonna get it quicker. So for you guys at home, that's gonna mean more selection and not waiting 6-7 months for your new Jeep. So
No, absolutely. And the other thing it's talking about like morale for a city.
oh yeah,
Right? Like what does that do to have like the largest employer ever in the history of your city goes from being closed down to maybe something to now for sure within a year or two
Yeah.
it's going to be something that's going to be a huge morale boost.
and the whole town is driving Jeeps.
The whole town's energy. Well, and yeah, imagine for every small business within the community is going to be able to benefit from this,
Yeah.
right? Whether they're supplying them directly or they're selling burritos to the people that are on their lunch break. I mean, I can't really think of anybody that's
It's
not
the
going to
trickle
benefit.
down effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a ripple effect.
Right. I can't think
Yeah.
of anybody that's not going to benefit from that. Also, I mean, just that general area, like just everything, like you said, trickle down effect. Like, yeah, there's that immediate impact, but then like the housing market is going to be way stronger, right? Because you have 3,300 people that all of a sudden want to move closer to a particular
Yep.
spot.
Now you have apartments getting built up, homes getting built up, shopping centers, bigger gas stations. Just yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. And then with people wanting to get out of like the bigger cities, they might find Belvedere as a little safe haven where you still have all the
Yeah.
amenities. You still have all the amenities
sure.
of like that urban life, but you're kind of still surrounded by cornfields.
Yeah.
And kind of have that cushion around you as far as
I've never been to Belvedere. Have you been there?
I have been there.
I
Yep.
haven't. So is
Yep.
it
My-
small town feels or
No, it's well, it is kind of small town feels. It's true Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Like you can tell that like the historic downtown has been about the same way just about forever. I don't know. It's one of those things. My grandpa was a farmer in Poplar Grove, which is like a town right outside Belvedere. So I knew it more for its like farming and like agriculture background.
it's like a time capsule town? Like nothing changed.
Yeah. And then on the other side of town, you have one of the most ginormous factories, like manufacturing facilities that you've ever seen when you drive by it.
Yeah.
It's a cool place. I've driven by. We're working on possibly putting a request in, see if we can't get a tour of the place.
That's cool.
Yep. I don't know what the possibilities of that are. I'm sure they're like doing massive retooling and all that stuff right now.
I'm sure they do it. You just have to probably
But you get some,
You have to
yeah,
acquire yourself about it.
right. You get some massive social media personalities that want to come through though and check it out. You'd think that
Yeah.
they would kind of break down the walls
Hint, hint.
for yeah, right. But no, that's super exciting. Like I said, for our dealerships, for the community, it really is a win. And for Stellantis, because if you're looking at it from their perspective, like you want a good, hardworking, good core value workforce, like you're gonna find it in a great small Midwest town like Belvedere. So super cool. I did actually have something jotted down regarding. Um, Oh, we talked about it, just like community pride. Because I think a lot of people, just like in Janesville, a lot of people were super proud if their uncle, their cousin, like they had like 4 people in the family, right?
Yeah.
They all have a history of working there, putting these vehicles together. They go to a family birthday party. Every single car in the driveway is a Chrysler. I mean, they're very proud
Yeah.
of that
Well, can you
product.
imagine even like the Corvette factory? Like, geez,
Yeah,
I can't only imagine that place.
100%. Yeah, those people like live it, and they're I think as proud of that
My
as
grandpa still has the '72 Vet that was built on Wednesday on 3 o'clock in yellow, and it's still in his driveway.
absolutely. Well, there's only 2 of them made in yellow that
Yeah.
afternoon too, so that's important. So yeah,
Yeah.
Belvedere, we're super thankful that they're putting that back in. That's been nothing but good stuff. What else do we have going on? We have anything local coming up soon?
A lot of events going on around Walworth County. More towards Christmas, I think. I mean, we got the employee Christmas party.
Oh, Christmas
That's
party.
fun.
That's a fun one.
At
So
beautiful Lake Lawn that we do every year.
yeah. So if here in we're in Delavan, Wisconsin, right across the street from the Delavan Holdings building, there's a Lake Lawn Resort, and super awesome place. One of the oldest resorts in Wisconsin, actually. Actually, I believe Lake Lawn Resort. We'll fact check in production, but I'm pretty sure Lake Lawn Resort was established before the city of Delavan was established. Fun fact. But anywho, that's where our Christmas parties have been. I
Yeah,
mean, how many
blast.
have you been to now?
Well, this will be my 10th one.
Yeah.
I think the first one we had 10 stores. I think I don't know, I could be wrong, but there was probably 700 people there, 600 people, and I think last year there was just over 3,200. And now this year we acquired 3 more stores and an RV group, so it's probably you're gonna be 4,000 people.
Yeah,
But
I don't know the exact number.
it's nuts.
I thought it was closer to around that 2,000. I mean,
I could be wrong.
either way, it's I don't know exactly.
What-
Either way, it's absolutely
Yeah.
nuts. But anywho, long story short, as an employee, it's super awesome because we get to go and we get to be catered to and have an absolute blast.
And the staff there is great too. I like.
Yep, like
they're
on
awesome.
staff, they're always awesome and they're great. But yeah, no, it's great to kind of just have that kind of. It's so much work, right? At the dealership level, it's you're grinding day in, day out.
It's a little reward.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, and this is going out to anybody that works for Kunes Auto Group. If you haven't gone in the past, you're definitely missed out. If maybe you're new, this is the first year that you've been working, you haven't come across a Christmas party yet.
I'm not
Definitely-
ignoring. I'm just responding to a
Yeah,
text. Sorry.
definitely don't skip out on it. It's absolutely great. There's always like entertainment. There's different food. This year's theme is Christmas movies. So that'll be super fun. But yeah, Lake Lawn Resort. If you want to fly there, you can do that. As I watch where the backdrop is, where you cut the runway at Lake Lawn, so we just saw a plane land. But you can fly into Lake Lawn. You can come in by boat through the lake, or of course you can drive in just like most of us do.
I doubt anybody's gonna fly in unless
You
your
can-
name's on the building. You're not flying in.
Well, you can. Well, here's the thing, though. I think the hobbyist airplane.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual term for it, but like let's say hobbyist aero
Aviators.
Yeah, aviators. There you go. Thank you, Sandy. It's more of a popular thing. I noticed like some of the YouTubers that I watch, even like good old Cleater McFarlane. He's got into like the little airplanes. A remote control guy that I
Yep.
follow got like an airplane. So it might be coming back. And if you wanted to take your airplane and go to a resort,
Yeah.
how many options do you think you have? I don't think there's too many. So shout out to Lake Lawn. We're excited for that. I did want to talk about one thing. So GM, I know neither of us directly work through a GM dealership. However, we are attached. So they announced a $1.6 billion to adjust, I don't know exactly what they're calling it, but basically to adjust their electric vehicle targets. So basically I think they're kind of
I think they're
reevaluating.
scaling back. a ton,
Right. They're like kind of
like
like
a ton.
scaling back, reevaluating kind of what they're doing.
I think they're gonna just. I think they'll still produce the models they have. I could be wrong, but
Yep.
maybe they're just greatly reducing how much they produce because there's
Right.
not a lot of demand for it. I mean, I see a lot of EV Hummers on dealer lots, not just our own, but
Oh yeah, they're yeah. Well, and
no one's really plugging
I
them.
don't know if you caught Scotty's podcast that he was on earlier today at all. I caught a tidbit of it, and he mentioned that they kind of overdid it, right?
Overestimated it, yeah.
Well, over pushed it, I think. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but yeah, basically, I think kind of what you were saying. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, and there's a lot of people that want them. I know another guy that we both work with, Spotsy. He just
got
put
one.
yeah, he did a lease on a Hummer because I mean, it's a lot to think you can lease that kind of vehicle even without the EV tax credit. You can still like lease
Two
that.
of the guys at the Greenfield store have them now. They each
Yeah,
got one.
it's absolutely crazy with again like you get $100,000 vehicle for $800 a month, and I'm not really exaggerating too much there. I don't think.
Well, they were doing one pays for a while. Like it was like 6,000 out of pocket, and you could do a 2-year lease on one of those. Yeah, short lived, but
So that as enthusiasts, like because I know you're an automotive enthusiast, you like cars and motorcycles and everything else. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I'm a fan of electric. You know, not to get too deep in electric vehicles. I think when it, like you said, I think when they started to really try to push it 3 or 4 years ago, I think they were government and all that was pushing it as far as they were trying to say we're bringing this in and it's going to replace gas,
Yeah.
which turned half the country off. It's like, look, I mean, electric is great. I'm a huge hybrid fan. I love hybrid technology, so I'm a hybrid nerd. And I think with electric, it has its place in the world, but you shouldn't try to force it onto all of us like as if it's a replacement because you just turn people off. Now you're saying, if you're forcing me to get this, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because everybody has, then you get into the range anxiety, you get into costs. Okay, well, don't make $100,000 EV, make a $25,000 EV, which doesn't exist yet. I'm sure it will very soon here, but I know Tesla's doing like a Model 2 that's going to be 25 grand, but you can't force it on us, and then that's what happens, and then you order a bunch and expect everybody to follow suit, and nobody wants them. So
Yeah, that definitely is tough because I mean we definitely saw a lot of great products come out. Like as far as electric vehicles, I can think of a lot of them that were great vehicles.
It's just
There
price
just wasn't
point.
enough. There just wasn't enough people that wanted to spend that much money on that type of vehicle. But on the flip side of that, everyone is almost like come around to hybrid vehicles. Is that about right? Like
Yeah,
let's say
that's
90% of the public
that's
is
the
like
better way to
comfortable
that's
with
the
the
better way
hybrid
to
right
yeah
now.
that's the better way to do it. And back in the day, if you wanted a hybrid, you specifically got a Prius or a Honda Insight or something like that. Well, now a lot of the manufacturers, including Jeep, like the new Cherokee, they're just everything's gonna be hybrid right off
Yeah.
the bat. There's no longer gonna be, well, here's the gas version and here's the hybrid version. Some of these companies, like the new Cherokee, is just a hybrid. It's not a plug-in hybrid or nothing like that, but you got a 500-mile range. It's hybrid technology is extremely reliable, regardless of what anybody says. Are there bad ones out there? Are there ones that have had issues? Of course there are, but so have a lot of the gas engine models, so have the fully electric models. But it's the theory behind a hybrid is efficiency and less running costs and like that. So a lot of the cars that are coming out now are only offered in a hybrid, and
Right.
if you talk to a mob of people, they all hate them, right? But if I talk to just you, you love it. So when you just individually, like as a salesperson, when I'm talking to someone individually at my desk, they're very open to it. But you go on a forum to talk to 300 people, don't get a hybrid, they're bad.
Well, it's
like,
because
well,
you don't get a chance
know.
to talk about each person.
You get
yeah,
away from all the shouting and
when you're
everything.
talking one on one, you can say, "Oh, well, actually, did you know that?"
You can actually present the value.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take 24 hours to charge
No.
the car, or I mean, there's a lot of I don't
Well,
know.
a lot of people just don't have the knowledge, and not to not to crack on people out there, but when I show hybrids, people will say, well, I don't want to plug it in. Okay, well, you don't even have to plug this one in.
Right.
So you don't even know the technology, and you're already dissing it. Like, hold on.
And even if you had a plug-in, you wouldn't have to plug it in if you didn't want to.
Exactly. And like when I say, like I said before in the other episode, like know your product, like you don't have to go full nerd and explain every kilowatt hour and all that. But if you have a basic working knowledge of it and you present it in the right way, you turn that person that's skeptical into what we call a spot delivery. They're taking it that day and they're happy with it. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to it, you know.
Yeah. Can I do some
But
clickbait?
yeah, you're the king of clickbait.
Calling all manufacturers, build an extended range electric vehicle, plug-in hybrid with 100 miles electric range, and then the generator to keep going. Reason being, I think 100 miles would get 80% of America through their day.
Commuting, yeah.
Yep, right?
30 mile drive to one way to work.
Yep. However, if you went more than 100 miles, the generator would just kick on and you'd keep on going.
Well, that's what we have coming out actually with the Ram.
100 miles?
With the Reeve. Well, nothing's been confirmed yet,
Sure.
but they're going to take the Ram truck, so the 1500.
Okay.
And it's going to be a extended range vehicle. So it's going to be electric primarily. You're going to have the 3.6 liter gas engine under the hood, and the only purpose of that engine, it's not driving the wheels. It's just a generator that's running the battery, and it's going to have a plus 500 mile range. So we're getting that. They dropped the fully electric Ram, which was called the Reeve or the Rev. Now they scrapped that plan for now, and they took that nameplate and they're putting it on what they're actually building. So
Is it Rev or Reeve?
I don't know. You know, shout out to Jeep. Not really a shout out, but they just redid all the Grand Wagoneer lineup and did the names. It's like it's even got us like confused. Okay, well now we're not calling it this. Now we're gonna call it this, and they restructured the Grand Wagoneer line. They took the Grand Wagoneer badge off. Now they put it just the Jeep badge on it, and they got rid of Series 1, 2, 3. Now it's going to be called the Upland Limited Overland, like the Grand Cherokee. But through all that mess, it's actually got a $20,000 lower starting MSRP because they knew, hey, these things are way too expensive, which turned a lot of people off. So
Well, yeah, didn't those come out during like the COVID times?
yeah,
So
and they're great. I mean, they had a lot of
they-
bugs, but they worked them all out.
yeah, they didn't know what the average consumer in an average scenario
yeah, I
would
mean,
actually pay for it.
It's
right?
Jeep's first
During-
crack at a full size luxury. You know, it's not going to come out of the gate. They didn't expect to smash the competition with Escalades that's been around for decades. They know that, but it's just, I think they saw it as, hey, we're not trying to topple the mountain. We're just trying to be another option. That's what me personally, and this is like cringe, is where all these manufacturers come out, including Jeep, but everybody. It's like, this is the first one in its class to have this, or this is the first most cubic space. Like, stop trying to one up each other, man. Just build something to exist as an option.
Do you know who I feel really bad for?
It's just me, you know.
You know who I feel really bad for?
Kia. Sorry.
Kia.
Sorry.
Sure, I feel bad for Kia.
Actually, no, they make some amazing cars lately.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah,
very nice
That's
cars.
jokingly because we don't have a Kia franchise.
Well, they weren't what they used to be, but now they're. You look at some of these Kias, and it's at nighttime. I'm mistaking it for a Lexus. It's
Oh well,
crazy.
similar to Kia, similar to Hyundai.
Yeah.
We have a Hyundai as well. If you would have told me 10 years ago that we were going to be buying a Hyundai for our family third row vehicle, I would have said no shot.
Well, I sold a 24 Telluride like 2 weeks ago. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and even the like standard models have all the safety features. I mean, they're good. They're good value for the money. However, the people that I feel really bad for are like the people who did the interior design on the Grand Wagoneer.
Yeah.
Because
Wait, why?
it's one of my favorite interiors as far as just like I just think they nailed it. Like the fit.
So why do you feel bad?
Well, because that deserves to be in the best selling SUV in its class. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the rest of the team now. I mean, I got to spend a lot of time with the Grand Wagoneers and the Wagoneers. Great vehicles. I'll say statistically, the Grand Wagoneers, of course, have had more recalls and like service bulletins and stuff pop up because there's more features and options on them, right? So it's gonna happen. But I just feel like certain like they were let down maybe by a little bit of the rest of the team just because interiors were, to me, like they just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like when the Grand Wagoneer launched, if you put it next to all the competition, right? If you had four of them, like if you had the Escalade, if you had a Yukon, if you had an Expedition.
Yeah, it definitely raised an eyebrow to a buyer.
It raised the
that
standard.
was sitting there going, okay, what's this?
It raised the standard.
Yeah.
Which, and in their defense, I mean, interior is a big part of a luxury anything.
Yeah.
But anywho, I love the interior on the Grand Wagoneer. It's one of my like favorite interiors.
Have you seen the Tungsten Ram?
Yes.
So you take that interior of a Grand Wagoneer, put it in the truck.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Right.
We didn't. Our boss didn't want to order one because they're like 97,000. But we had one in service.
For just
Yeah.
like stock.
He's a sorry Pete, but sometimes he's kind of cheap. But was it like last
Oh,
month?
he didn't want to spend $100,000 on a truck. He's a real
We're not
cheap
gonna
guy.
sell it. There's
No, he's a real cheap
some
guy.
guy in Lake Geneva is gonna want to buy it. Trust me. There's always somebody around here that wants to be the first at having this. But we had one in service last month, and man, it was a nice truck. Nice truck.
Yeah, well, let's be real. If you're spending $80,000 to $100,000 on something, it's most of that purchase is based off emotion or want, because nobody really
The person that's buying a $90,000 truck has a $300,000 boat.
Right, that's what he wants.
It's just toys.
Right.
It's not for everybody, but yeah.
Or sometimes you just want to know that you have the nicest one on the block, right?
Exactly.
All you need is a salesperson to say, "This is the first one we got in. No one else has anything as nice as this."
There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
You can trust us. We're car salesmen.
Yeah.
Grand Wagoneer. Okay, so we love Grand Wagoneer. Where else?
I would get into that, but the naming is still confusing to me. I haven't even got it fully down pat. It's just it's kind of one of those where it's like, yeah, we'll talk about you later, because what else is new? We got the gas powered Chargers coming out next year. That should be exciting. There's rumor of them putting a Hemi in it.
That's cool.
Which should bring back some of the old timers. I know Judy was on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Cadillac's got some cool stuff too. I went over there. I had to go to that store a couple weeks ago to grab a car. Man, some of those SUVs are. Nuts.
I will say this. I most recently was selling at a Chevy Cadillac store. I will say, as far as electric vehicles, thank you for asking, Sandy. That's where I'll cut it. Thanks for asking, Sandy. My favorite electric vehicle all the way around is the Cadillac Lyriq.
That's a nice one.
Which happens to be what Judy drives.
I see that as a wagon. That's why I like it.
So
it's probably not what people want to call it.
And I'm
touring crossover.
I'm not talking aesthetically or anything like that. I'm purely talking about like the living with it. So for example, most electric vehicles don't have a start button anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so cool to just hop in and start driving.
You press the brake pedal and it's on.
Which is all said and good, except for what if I spend more time trying to figure out if the car's on or off than it would have just taken me to click the button on. So I do like the Lyriq still has a stop-start button to turn the vehicle on. So to me, the Lyriq it's a vehicle, it's a Cadillac SUV that happens to be electric. But the fact that it's electric isn't like a center. It's not the center point. The center point is the driver experience.
It's still a Cadillac.
It's still a Cadillac.
If that makes sense.
It's still a Cadillac, but what I'm saying is you don't really realize
the electric's in the background.
Yeah, you don't realize you're driving an electric vehicle to me until you actually go to charge it. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't been in an electric vehicle yet. That like a brand new electric vehicle. I'm always curious, right? So I always grab the keys and hop into whatever it is. I've never been even the Hornet RT, right? The hybrid. I haven't really been in one that I wasn't like, wow, this is a nice vehicle. Like, right? The hybrids and the electrics always seem to ride better.
Yeah.
Than like the gas counterpart.
They're quieter, they're smoother.
Smoother.
Less moving parts.
Yep. So I mean, there's a lot to be said there. But anyway, I do love what Cadillac has done with the electric market. But yeah, their electric lineup is extensive. I'm pretty sure there's 4. Well, and if you count the Celestiq or whatever
Can you get the Escalade now?
Yeah, it's Escalade IQ.
I thought that IQ or whatever was like that.
There's an IQ, an
I think
Iconic.
It's a bus, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
There's one here. That's Greg's right there.
I know it's a bus. It's nuts.
It's one of the largest vehicles ever made. I don't know if I can fit it, but maybe we'll throw a picture of one up at some point.
When I saw it on the show floor, it was just ridiculous.
They're ginormous.
It's any photos you see of this thing does not do it justice. When you see one in person, especially if you see one inside on the show floor, it's comical how big this thing is.
It's kind of like seeing like Shaq or Yao Ming next to like other NBA players.
Seeing it next to a smart car.
Yeah,
it's like 10. It's like an EV Hummer. It's 10,000 pounds and it's literally.
Who
needs that?
It's literally
sorry, Greg. But who needs that? I mean, I don't understand that. Why do you need a 10,000 pound car, SUV?
Well, you don't need it.
You're not
but,
looking at it for the weight, right? But when you look at the specs and everything, it's like, why?
well, I think because they sit in a
Just
room.
get an Escalade for what, 30 grand less, 40 grand less? I don't know.
Yeah.
Those IQs probably start at what, 80?
No, the cheapest one I ever saw was around 100.
Okay, so you're topping out at what, 160,
I
170?
think 130, 140 is.
I get it. That's for a
yeah.
different tax bracket buyer or demographic or companies buying, but I just don't.
No, for sure. I just think the problem is that someone says, okay, we need a 7-seater electric Cadillac, and it's got to have 400 miles of range, right? So they start with that.
Well, it's kind of like what I was saying in the last episode. Everybody wants 1,000 miles of range and can charge in 30 minutes.
then you
Well,
tell-
that's the byproduct.
and then
This is
you
what
tell
you're going to have.
And then you tell an engineer, hey, I tell you what.
Yeah.
And we actually got $100,000 to play with. You know, we're not making a $30,000 car. Here's $100 grand, and we need to hit all these things. And the engineer says, tell you what, I can get you 450 miles. We'll get you all this. Oh yeah, it happens to be larger than your average apartment in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Does it have a third row?
Yeah.
There it is. Third
Gotta have
row.
a third row.
Third row. Yeah.
His favorite feature on a car, favorite feature on a car is the third rows. You might hear him talk about how much he loves third rows. But yeah,
You don't need it. You may think you need it, but you don't.
it's an electric.
Some of you do,
electric third
but the
row.
majority you don't.
$10,000.
I'll die on that hill.
Probably cheaper for insurance with a third row. How about that?
No.
You could probably fit your motorcycle in the back of one.
No.
You could. What else we got? I wanted to do something.
What else are we doing this? We sponsor a lot of stuff around Walworth. Kunes does. There's Ice Fest in Lake Geneva.
Yeah, I'm
I've
not
never
sure.
been to that actually. Of all these years, I've never been to
So
it.
the Ice Fest is cool. The sculptures are cool. It is one thing that like they kind of like spread it out throughout Lake Geneva, so it's almost like something that you like sightsee through.
It's
like
along the whole like harbor there.
yeah, down by the
isn't it?
lake. Yeah, down by the lake in Lake Geneva, y'all find stuff. But they also have stuff like different businesses will have things at them.
But they have that ice bar too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I never been there.
Yeah, no, we got all kinds of stuff coming up. I'm trying to think. We just got out of all the
There's a bunch of
all the
stuff we
fall
do.
stuff. But yeah, we're kind of in the middle of the fall and winter stuff.
We might be doing a talk about this again probably down the road, but earlier this summer we had that car show in Delavan. We didn't have it, but Derek, the sales manager at the Ford store in Delavan, had that big car show.
Yep.
Which was a great turnout. I was pretty impressed by that. I went out there just to check it out, and then our Greenfield store had one as well.
Yep.
That one did really well. So I was talking to Pete, and it's like, hey, let's have something. Let's have a car show out here, right? So keep your eyes out. This probably May-June window at the Jeep store in Elkhorn. We're gonna have something going on. We're planning it right now. So if you have any Jeeps and Hellcats and lifted Ram trucks or really whatever, we're gonna be doing something out there. So trying to make it big. We're working on it right now, but just be on the lookout for that.
I feel like there was one other thing that we were going to touch on, but I'm having a brain fart.
You guys have been traveling lately, right? You and Bree?
Yeah, we've been moving. Yeah, we just started.
It's kind of cool. I'm kind of jealous that you guys get to go like all the different stores and just see what life's like at those, everywhere else.
You know what's interesting? Yes, every store is different. At the same time, it's like no. I feel like you could almost grab a salesperson from like. We might have that fear inside of us, right? But I really do feel like it's like the way that we're set up. You could pretty much take you could go to Platteville right now and sell a car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So really for us, it's kind of the same thing, just different people, different scenery, but it has been fun. I do forget how many people I've met throughout the years, because every time I go to a store, I'm like, man, who do I know there? I don't think I know anybody there. And I get there and like once you see people's faces, you start like, oh yeah, no.
I brought that up a while back. I think it was, I don't know if I officially brought it up. I was talking to Scott one time or one of my managers, but now that we're such a big group, and it's probably not even logistically possible with payroll and health insurance, I don't know, but I thought it would have been cool at one point. We're such a big group, right? And obviously there's people that over time they'll go to this store, where they're as, for a promotion or something like that. Hey, there's a sales manager position open. Well, and this person's going over here now. So I always thought it would have been cool for like a 30-day window where like I could go kind of like a foreign exchange program. Like
sure.
I could go work at Belvedere, or I could go work at the Stoughton store or Macomb, or Delavan. Work there for 30 days just to kind of see what it's like. This probably raises a lot of red flags because then, you know, obviously stores don't want to lose their people because what if I go to this store and like, oh, I like it there better? Well, you know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
I
probably
mean,
an idea that's way out there, but I don't think I think it's plausible. Be something, hey, we're just trying it for a week. I don't know. But just to
yeah.
see,
The cool thing is that we
you
work
know,
somewhere where that can at least be up for discussion.
I think
We
it's
can at least
cool.
bring it up, and I like the idea of it. I always thought.
Hey everyone, apologize about those technical difficulties. The recording did get cut off, but Sandy and I will be back at it on Friday. So appreciate you guys. We are in the cafeteria here in the Delavan Holdings building. Super awesome place where people come. Sometimes they grab a quick bite to eat over here where, you know, maybe you forgot something, needed something, whatever. Bring takeout, come on in. Heat your stuff up, or soda machines. Great spots to sit for everyone. So it is a spot that's really fun to hang out. That's why we did this episode here. So y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you next time.